This is Christy Northrup with Parables, and today I'm going to show you how to make pizza rolls. Now, you might think I'm just making spaghetti sauce because these ingredients kind of look like spaghetti, from the onions and the bell peppers, to the mushrooms, to the mozzarella cheese, to spaghetti sauce. But in fact, I'm going to be making pizza rolls. Now, I'm going to do the dough in a separate video, but I want to get the vegetables all prepped because part of prepping is just that, you're prepared. And when I'm making my own bread dough, or you might use a loaf of frozen bread dough, which is perfectly fine, it is ready to go when it's ready to go. So I don't want to have the bread when it comes out of my mixer, and not just a stand mixer, not a bread maker mixer. That's not the kind I use. Anyway, I don't want to have the bread wait for me because it will diminish the finished product. So let's talk about a few things. I love to put green pepper in my pizza, and I wanted to show you that the best way to cut up a green pepper is you cut around the middle right here, and you'll save yourself. You'll get more green pepper, and that way you're going around the seeds as well. And then you can throw that out. But don't throw it out yet, because we have underneath, we still have some good pepper. So what I do is I just turn it on the side, cut it like that. Voila, I've got my green pepper. Now I want to cut it into smaller pieces, but I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I like to have different colors in my pizza rolls, or even if you're going to do a regular pizza, you can take the same concept. And so I have some other flavors and colors of peppers. I love you can now buy these little mini peppers pretty much everywhere now in a bag, and I think it's like a pound for $3 or something. And so cost-wise, it's actually really good. And remember, I'm going to actually put this in my manual food processor, which I didn't tell you that yet, but I want to cut them into pieces that are about the same size. Okay, so all of these need to be about the same size. And then I'm also going to add the onion to it. Not only are they going to be about the same size, but they also have the same texture. I'm going to put mushrooms in here, but mushrooms are much more fragile, and so I don't want to put them in a food processor. I cut those up by my hand. All right, so I've got these I've got these peppers, all colors here, and then I'm going to add the onion to it. I figure, why not put anything together that we can chop up together. I mean, after all, they're all going to be in the pizza roll, so we don't need to have them separate. And in this, I would just take the onion and kind of wedge it up like so, and maybe then cut in half. Now, I'm going to make this in my manual food processor, and if I don't use it all for the pizza, that's okay, because this mix is really good to put in pasta sauce. And I'll be talking to you about when you're doing your meal planning to plan things within a few days that would be similar. So I'll talk to you about that when we get to the pasta part. All right, so we've got these all ready to go. We'll get back to that. We need to cut the pepperoni up because this is not on a pizza. These are gonna be rolled up similar to a cinnamon roll. So they need to be small enough that they won't fall out of the roll. And also when I cut the rolls into rolls, I wanna make sure that I won't be able to cut through these. I usually use like a bench scraper, or sometimes I use dental floss. But this way, if I hit one of the pieces of pepperoni, then I can just slide it over, and I'm not sliding over an entire piece of like this, of pepperoni. Pepperoni is another good thing to keep on hand. My husband loves me to put this into pasta sauce. So, you may not use it for the entire thing for your pizza roll-ups, but there's other things, and it also has a pretty long shelf life, so I like that. I always buy the larger package. It usually is a little better price. So those are the pieces there. Let's go to the mushrooms. Now, I take the stem off first, and I have washed these now, but typically you don't want to wash your mushroom until you're ready to use it. In fact, you know what? I'm thinking, I don't know if I have washed this mushroom, so I need to run over to my sink just really quick and do that. Good thing I remembered, and I just wash underneath here. I know some people will get a little mushroom brush. I'm just not that picky. You might be surprised because you're like, oh my gosh, you're always sanitizing everything, Christy, and you're not picky about that. You know what, that's part of nature, so I think we're gonna all be fine. So what I do is I just cut them. I don't know if I wanna say just in slices, there we go, that's the word. And then after I do that, I reposition my mushroom, I put it all together so I can cut slices the other direction. And once again, because they're going to be in the pizza rolls, not on top of the pizza, I don't want them to be in chunks. I want them to be in small pieces. And that's pretty good right there, wouldn't you say? All right, so now let's go over to where am I putting these? Well, I love food processors, and I use my food processor all the time. However, in this case, I wanted to, when I put them in my food processor, I'll do like all onions or all green peppers or all of something or all carrots, because the food processor chops so fast. And so I like to use a manual food processor. And it's always good to have a manual food processor on hand, because let's say you were making this and the power went out. Well, if you had a gas oven, then you'd be okay because you could still bake it, but you wouldn't be able to use your food processor. So this is my manual food processor. I've already put my vegetables in here, and now all I have to do is pull the cord. It's really simple. Make sure you can see that well enough. Yeah, now you can see my hand on it too. All right, so now let's see. Whoops. That's really good to do, Christy. Okay, I pulled the cord wrong. Well, you know what? If that happens, this is why I love my cooking videos, is because I always show you my mistakes. What happened is I've got food underneath, kind of lodged in there, so I just need to reposition. See that blade? Oh my gosh, that blade is really sharp, so I'm just repositioning it. Just when I was moving the camera, there we go. So we don't have to do any takes. We just show you, because this is real life. This isn't the Food Network. This is Christy's kitchen. All right, now I'm gonna just pull this. And then I do have quite a bit in here. And actually, this recipe today I'm making for a family that's moving. And I told them, let me see. All right, see, I want to have it, again, about the same size as what the other pieces are. Now, I actually would like to have that a little smaller. Let's say this happens to you and it's just a little hard to pull that food processor. That's what spatulas are for. Okay, because I want to get that back in there. I want to put it in a little bit more. And sometimes I fill this up a little too much, and so it's probably not a good idea. There we go. But it is faster than chopping them all myself. So, and I like how it just chops them into pretty fine pieces. So I'm going to scoot all these things over here. Let's see how I do this way. There we go. Much better. Also, when you pull on this food processor, you might have a different kind of manual food processor, but you just pull little things like this, and then it really chops them up. Let's look and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Isn't that perfect? And it's so pretty. You don't want to make them much smaller than that because we don't want to have pepper juice. But now we've got the onions and the green peppers. They're ready to go. And again, if I don't use all of them on the pizza, I put them in a container, and then whenever I need something else with onions and green pepper, I'm all ready. So now let's talk about the sauce, because I used to go hunt all over the grocery store to find the pizza sauce. And one of our really great recipes when my kids were growing up, besides this, is we would make French bread pizza. And as I said, I'd be like, where's the pizza sauce? Where's the pizza sauce? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. One, you could just use plain tomato sauce. And I'll be right back because I forgot to put it over there. So hang on. Take a little stretch. Here we go. I don't think I was actually going to do the sauce part here, but let's just do it all together. Anyway, I just have a can of tomato sauce, and then I can just add Italian seasonings. Italian seasoning. This is usually basil, oregano. It might have a little fennel in it. If you can get Italian seasoning with some fennel, that's a really great flavor. Not all of them do. Mostly it's just basil, oregano, maybe a little bit of thyme, and trying to think of one more. But anyway, this was just one that I bought, and I keep it in my little containers here. So just add it to your tomato sauce. That's as easy as it is. Now, what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm taking this over to a dinner. And before I go, I'll just mix this up and mix up the flavors. I might even heat it up a little bit because these are dried herbs and I want to get them softened up. So I may go ahead and heat it up a little bit and then take it over to my friends in a container. I could even just put it in here. I just got a great idea. I love it. I can make my own little label that says good luck moving, right? This is one of those pull-off labels. So I could even just put some aluminum foil over it. Now I wouldn't do that for storage, but I'll be taking it from my house over to my neighbors. And I don't want to have to give them anything where they're going to have to return to me because it would probably get packed since they're moving. I don't want to make it hard. So anyway, that's an idea. But now when I was at the store, I was comparing already made tomato spaghetti sauce. And they're actually, this was 59 cents and it's 15 ounces. And then it wasn't the same Prego brand, but it was about 24 ounces. So what is that? 11 ounces more. 99 cents was the total price. So when you get pasta sauce on a good sale, and I think I actually got this Prego for about 99 cents. I love making my own sauce. I just do. But sometimes I use this for the base. I put it in my minestrone soup, and then I'll often use it for the base of my pasta sauce, but then I add a lot of my own ingredients into it. So if I'm going to use tomato sauce, and it's 59 cents for this can, and it's 99 cents for almost double, I'm going to go for this, and then I can add to it. All right, so those are just some of the things that I've got. Now you can add other things that you love to in your pizza. I love putting pineapple. I know there's a big thing on the internet. Pineapple pizza is not a thing. Oh, yes, it is. And then, of course, the cheese, I buy that already shredded, and you can buy a block and shred it yourself if you want. So, all right, we're going to be ready to go as soon as I get that dough out, and then I'll come back and show you how I do put that all together.